Everyone dreams of living an uncommon life, and the best asset you have to achieve your dreams is you. Welcome to the Uncommon Wealth Podcast. We're going to introduce you to people who are living uncommonly. We're also going to give you some tools and strategies for building wealth and for pursuing an uncommon path that is uniquely right for you.
Hello and welcome everybody to an episode of the Uncommon Wealth Podcast, where I'm your host, Phillip Ramsey. Today I have a fun episode and topic that I'm super excited to talk through, and it is a rite of passage. What is a rite of passage? Who does a rite of passage? And why did I think that it was important for my family to do a rite of passage? First off, I would say that what is a rite of passage? A rite of passage to me is when you tell your sons that they are now a man. And I feel like there's a lot of cultures that do that. For example, like bar mitzvah. After your bar mitzvah, you're now a man. Well, we don't have that. So I thought we would instill that in my kids. And whenever they turned 13, we did a weekend celebration with all the men in the family. So I have two amazing guests for us today. We're going to talk through both of their rite of passage. The first one, drum roll please, Beckham Ramsey. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be on here.
I'm glad you're on here, man. This is actually your second podcast.
It is my second podcast.
The first one we did was after your rite of passage, and I want to see if we can somehow archive or get that from the archives and try to like post it on Uncommon Wealth Podcast, because we did that from another one. But it'd be fun to listen to that now that you're older. It was like 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago now.
Dang, it's a long time.
It is. So that's the first guest on the show. The second, you guys would never guess, but my second guest in studio, three of us, is my youngest son, Oakley Ramsey. What's up, buddy?
What's up?
This one's for you. So we're going to unpack this. What is it? What did we do? Why did we think it was important? All of that stuff. So, and you have fun perspective because we have Beckham, who's now 2 years older after he did his rite of passage. And then he was also on Oakley's rite of passage the whole time, which was absolutely a joy for me to just kind of hear the wisdom that Beckham had with Oakley, as well as just, the cool thing. So let's talk about who we had for the rite of passage. So Beckham, who did we have for your rite of passage?
We have my grandpa. We call him from my mom's side and my dad's side. That was a lot of fun. Also, for halfway through the trip, my mom's sister's fiance, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, yeah.
Nick.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he was, he said he was coming the whole weekend, but he ended up getting sick at our dinner, and then he ended up leaving that night, almost had to go to the hospital. I think he was passing a kidney stone. So totally legit reason. And then he came back the next morning, and then we had breakfast, and then we did an escape room. Okay. So, and then for Oakley, who did you have for your rite of passage?
We have both my grandpas.
Yes.
We had my two uncles.
Yep.
And my brother and my dad.
That's right. So at that time, Nick, who went to your rite of passage, Beckham, he was now in the family as an uncle. And then your other uncle came, which he was tied up with Beckham. So here was your characters. We had Chris, which is Oakley's grandfather from his mom's side. Then he had my dad, Phil, which is his grandpa on my side, or my dad. Then he had Nate, which is his uncle. And then he had Nick, which is his uncle on the other side. And then Beckham, his older brother, and then myself. So let's talk about what we did first. And we tried to mimic, pretty much mirrored it for both things. So what did we do first?
So we got our stuff on and we went on like a hike with a flashlight.
Okay, good. But even before that, what did we do?
So I went to a steakhouse, Rue Steakhouse.
Yes, we did.
And that was a lot of fun. We went to that for both of them.
Yeah, we did.
So what you do is you get your own steak, you can pick it out, and you go to a big open grill and you can make your own steak.
Yeah. And it's just a fun experience because nothing says more manly than just eating steaks, right? And then every person that was on the rite of passage gets a list of 8 questions before we go. And one of the questions is, when did you become a man? And that's the question that we go through at dinner And so we all got to cook our own steaks and grill our own steaks. But let me just point out something quickly. So Beckham has kind of become kind of a chef since the last time he went on his rite of passage. And so when we went to the grill, he first got like what would you say, like,
it was one of the biggest steaks.
It was one of the biggest steaks, but also like one of the most technical steaks. Like the guy, when he introduced his steaks, he's like, this one could be the best one if you do it right, but it can be the worst one if you don't do it right. And Beckham says, I want one of those. So I was like, oh, here we go. So we go to the grill, but I remember when you did it, when you were 13, like you didn't even know what to do. You were just like eating the garlic bread, which is not a bad decision. But then, so flash forward to when Oakley's rite of passage, you step up to the grill and rock this thing out.
Thank you. It was a good steak.
It was a good steak, and people were jealous of his steak. Like they were looking over his steak. It was amazing. So kudos to you, Beckham.
Thank you.
Oakley, what did you think at this point? Because you didn't really know what was going on for the weekend.
I thought we were just gonna like eat a lot, and then we were gonna like go home and just like talk about stuff.
Yeah. Yep. So we didn't do that, right? We ate steak. We asked, when did you become a man? And then we all kind of went around the room, the restaurant, the table, and we talked about that. Okay. After that, we did get dessert because it was your birthday.
Yeah, they gave us free dessert for like our birthday or something.
Winning. And who else's birthday is on that day?
Your birthday.
That's right, it is. So we both got 2 desserts, or one. We both got each a dessert, so 2 for the table. And then we went where? Where did we go next? Do you remember the resort, what it's called? Or
Wildwood Hills Ranch?
Yeah, Wildwood Hills Ranch, which is south and east of Winterset. Super cool place. They really do a good job. If you know their mission, you can go to their website, Wildwood Hills Ranch. They do an amazing thing. So look it up. It's awesome. So we rent a cabin there, and we go straight there, which we got a new car, and the car took us down a gravel road, which we didn't do. So it took us a little longer.
Little stops,
but we got there. So we get there, we get all unpacked, and what was the first thing that you got to do as now, like, nope. Do you remember the first thing you got to do when we first got there, Beckham?
You got to pick everyone's rooms for the night.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things that the boy turning into a man gets to do in ours is pick the rooms. So for Oakley, he had about 5 people he had to put, and then one of his the uncle had to leave, so he only had to pick 4 of us, and then I guess 5. So how did you pick the rooms?
I did me and my brother as like the small ones, and then all the like big people as the like big bedrooms.
Yeah. So we had 4 bedrooms and then 2 loft, 2 beds in the loft. So we did that, and then we kind of convened and we started talking through some things. One was like, what was the most challenging thing in your life? We talked through. I should have grabbed my questions. Do you remember the questions? What was your favorite Bible verse, and why is it your favorite Bible verse? Definitely the most challenging things that you've ever had to endure, which was interesting. Oakley, what did you think about that after hearing everybody's?
Crazy, kind of.
Yeah. But one thing that I did want to instill is like, hey, things don't always go according to plan, and that's when I think God can really work to his best. So, but then what? What did we do then? We went on a hike with the flashlight. That's right. Yep. So by that time it's super dark, and this resort's pretty big. And so we went on a hike. And the point of the hike is that the boy who's turning into a man gets 1 flashlight. That's the only flashlight we get. And then we go in to the jungle, or the woods in this case, and then we just follow. But we only have 1 flashlight. So because we had so many people, sometimes you have to look out for the masses. And the point of the whole exercise is eventually the person in the front, the guy with the flashlight, figures out that he has to lead from the back. Like you have to shine the light in front of you to make sure everybody else can see, but the ambient light is the thing that kind of flashes in front of you. But we didn't get to that because a lot of people had their own cell phone flashlights, and because the last time Beckham did it, his grandpa slipped and hurt his knee. So I get why they did it, but super fun. Okay, so let's talk about, we probably went on how long did we go?
2 miles?
It was 1.37, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, a little bit under 1.5 miles. And then we were getting back to the cabin. Again, this could have been 10 miles. We would have followed Oakley to the ends of the earth. But so we get back to the cabin, and what's right next to our cabin?
Oh, a slide, like a water slide that they like put in there?
Yeah, that's right. Good. And were you and Beckham climbing on it?
Yeah, we started climbing on it, and so we slid down it.
Yeah.
And we were climbing back up, and I had a flashlight in my pocket, and it fell out.
Yeah.
And then it got in the water, and all we could see is just like this light shining out of the water.
Yeah. So we were all watching him kind of climb around, slide around. All of a sudden we hear this cocoon, and then doosh, 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 splash. And the flashlight fell out of the back of your pocket and slid all the way down this slide into the water. And what do we think right away, Beckham?
Oakley, we lost the flashlight, and you're going to get it.
That's right. Well, we just thought it was over. Like, well, there it goes. Like, flashlights and water don't really mix. And so I was like, well, there went that flashlight. But what else? What then happened?
So we go down to the dock to see like how deep it is.
Well, it kept flat. It kept lit up. Like it kept flat, like not flashing, but the light kept like going straight up. So we were like, wait a second.
We can maybe get this.
Maybe we can get it. Yeah.
So we grab a paddle out of the boat.
Yep.
And I like check to see how deep it is, and it's like 5 feet or so.
Yep, I agree.
And
because at first you were thinking
freezing.
you could get it.
Yeah.
But then what happened?
Then it was ice cold, and I did not want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what?
And then my brother came over, and he just got in and got the flashlight, and it still works now.
It does. It does. So Beckham saved his brother. Was it cold?
It was pretty cool, but sometimes you just got to be a man. I don't think Oakley realized that for a while, but sometimes you got to be the bigger person and grab the flashlight when you don't want to. But it was pretty cold, but it was worth it.
Totally. Memories were made. We got it on video. We got pictures of it. Pretty sweet. So we go back into the cabin and we play some games. We played Chameleon.
That was a fun game and funny.
Yeah, it was. And then we went to bed. The next morning... What happened? We had some...
Did we mention the bugs in the...
Oh, well, we could. Yeah, there's some bugs in there. You know, some ladybugs that just kind of die over time. Anyway. So, but it is a really nice resort or place to go. So we get up the next morning. Actually, something happened in the middle of the night. Twice, actually.
Our grandpa threw up.
That's true.
Twice in the middle of the night.
He did.
And the fire alarms went off.
Yes.
It was bad.
Yep. So we didn't really sleep great. But the next morning we found out because your grandpa was in the basement kind of level. We were kind of in a different section. Found out that he threw up last night, probably because of super rich food and all the steak, because we ate like kings. So that kind of changed some things up in our agenda. But we went over in the resort, and what did we do? Beckham. What did we do after that?
Oh, so we got up for breakfast. We had donuts and breakfast pizza from Casey's, which was a lot of fun.
Yes.
And then we all walked over just across this like little lake thing, more of a pond. And there's a large high ropes course, so it was pretty cool.
Yes, it was. So we all did a high ropes course together. So it was Nick, Phil, Chris, Beckham, myself, and Oakley. So 6 of us. And everything was going smooth. Until what?
So I went up first. Like the guide went up first, and then he like called one by one.
Yep.
And I go up, and then my grandpa Phil goes up, and so we're just waiting up there, and he's like, "Oh man, I don't feel good," and just throws up right on me and beside me, and he's like. He just like keeps letting go, and he's like saying, "I think I gotta go down," and then we send him down.
Yep. So that was an experience. So Bappa, or Phil, he had to come down, and then ended up just being 5 of us that did the high ropes course. 4. Well, 5, because Chris did it for a while, right? And then it ended up just being 4, but super fun. And I think that was a riot. I think we had a blast.
That was super fun.
Yeah. And then just as a little history, I have been on that ropes course before, and we did not do as good as what we did. Like it was a struggle, but we ended up doing super fun. So after that, we ended up driving back home. And what was at home? All your family were there?
Oh yeah, all my family was there, and not Phil because he was still sick. But
That's right.
but we all went there. We partied.
Yeah, we partied. Had cake and ice cream. His grandmas were there. His aunts were there. His cousins were there. We did the whole thing. So that was the rite of passage. And then they also one of my favorite things that we ask is like, how can we help continue to encourage Oakley in his life? And just keep being there for him. And that was really cool. And then we all wrote letters. So like all the important people wrote letters to you just to kind of encourage you along the way. After that, we now turn to Oakley as a man, and there's still some maturity that still needs to happen, but it'll continue to happen. So Beckham, what was your favorite part about your rite of passage?
I just like the responsibilities I got, and just knowing that like, at this point now, I account for more in our family, and just like I mean something to our family above the fact that I'm just part of the family. That meant a lot.
That's cool.
Also, just seeing all the amazing men in my life and how they've shaped me and how they're continuing to shape me. That was also really cool.
Yeah, I agree. The only thing that we did different with Beckham that we didn't do with Oakley is we went to an escape room as men to see if we could escape, and we actually did. But that was the only thing different. We didn't do the high ropes course. We did an escape room instead. So, all right, Oakley, what was your favorite thing about the rite of passage?
Probably seeing like all my family there, like knowing that like I can look like forward to them if I like need something or something.
That's good. That's good. My favorite thing for Oakley's, well, I'll go to Beckham's. And I hope this is the same thing that I said. But my favorite thing about Beckham's rite of passage was just that I wasn't alone raising you. Like I had like my dad and then my wife's dad to help me, and then Nick was there as well. But I just remember feeling so honored that it wasn't just me who had to raise you, but I had kind of a team around you and how much they loved you. I love that part. For Oakley's, my favorite part of rite of passage was to see his brother and his answers. So as I said before, the questions that we said at Rupe's Steakhouse was, when did you become a man? We all came around and went to Beckham, and he was like, it was this weekend when I was 13. I was like, that's so cool. But then it ended up evolving. Like my favorite answer for Beckham's was, how can you continue to support Oakley as he matures into being a man of God? And he was like, I'll be probably there the most for you because everyone else is just older. And so logistically that Beckham will be around Oakley the most. He'll always be there for him. He loves him. And then he'll always be there to point him to God. I thought that was awesome. Was that kind of how
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything you'd add on that?
What?
Would you add anything to what I just said?
No, I think that you pretty much summed it up. Just that I'm there for Oakley, even though we're brothers, so we're going to mess around. But like, at the end of the day, I love Oakley, and he's an amazing guy, and he has so much potential to be an amazing man. I know he will. So just knowing that I'm always there for him, like no matter how hard it gets or how hard it isn't, like I'll still be there at the end of the day.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. So that was my favorite part. Oakley, anything else you want to add for the rite of passage?
I don't think so.
What are you most excited about being a man now?
Probably that like I have like more responsibility and stuff, and if I like want something, it's like I don't know, better maybe.
Okay, good. All right. Well, you've been listening to the Uncommon Wealth Podcast. This is your host, Phillip Ramsey. Thank you so much, Oakley, for your wisdom. Beckham, always a pleasure.
Of course.
This is the second time. It's first time for you, Oakley. Hopefully there'll be more.
That was fun.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for listening. Until next time, go do something uncommon and have a great day.
That's all for this episode. Brought to you by Uncommon Wealth Partners. Be sure to visit uncommonwealth.com to learn more about our services. Don't miss an episode as we introduce you to inspiring people who are actively pursuing an uncommon life.